so sorry, Internet. Sometimes you gotta make some deals.
This person started ball 1. I think they're on ball 2 now. They're going after Frankenstein pretty aggressively.
Okay.
Couldn't quite find the creature
That man
from the
right
Black
there.
Lagoon shot, but getting there. And so we were talking about the skill shot.
Okay, so the skill shot. There's a lit lane. You can move it with the flippers. You make the skill shot. It'll say it'll increase your bonus multiplier, and it will also say +1 hairdryer or +1 frying pan or +1 spear gun. What those are is, think about them, if you're familiar with Medieval Madness, think about them like troll bombs. They will complete one shot for you for a mode. So for example, if you have, and you'll know if you have it, it'll tell you on the DMD, but also the launch ball button will start to blink. So if the launch ball button is blinking, you have a weapon, and you can actually stock up on multiples. So you can get them from that scoop that we were talking about earlier. You can do all that stuff. But so say you're playing Creature from the Black Lagoon, and you have one more shot to make, and you're running out of time. Oh, sorry.
that outlane on the
Tragic
ball,
drain?
Yeah, it like bounced and bounced and bounced, and it almost looked like it was going to stay in. And at the very last second, went out. It was just like, oh.
So, losing my train of thought. If you have one more shot left to make on Creature, and you're running out of time, you can hit that plunge button, and it's going to give you that one last shot that you need. And you can use that on any of the modes. I don't know. I mean, it says like specific things, so it'll be like 1 frying pan, 1 spear gun, 1, I think it's stakes for Dracula, whatever. But I don't think the names are important. I don't think like you can only use like spear guns. I think you can use. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Sorry, Internet, I don't. But so that's the basics. So if you complete, so now we're on to completing all of those modes. If you start all of the modes, so that means you've started the modes but you didn't complete them, it'll light up all of the monster heads. So if all the monster heads are lit up and you hit that same scoop that we were talking about before, it will start Monster Bash Multi-Ball, which is the first like cool multi-ball I ever got. I got it at the Pinball Parlor in Arlington, Pennsylvania. An excellent place. Feel free to swing by there. Great place. That's the first place I ever got like a really cool, exciting multi-ball. Because what happens is Dracula comes out and he's like, "Are you ready to rock?" And like this really cool music starts and all this stuff happens. And that's a pretty big scoring multi-ball. What I think is real interesting is that, interesting's not the word, I call it like an escalating game. So like, it's one of those things where...
Dave Sharp.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's up, Dave? We're talking about Monster Bash. How's it going? You want to lean in, say hello? Camera's right there. Dave Shaw, you guys have seen us on our streams? Yeah, you're in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the scrape. How you doing? Are you him?
I am.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm back.
My name's Matt.
Nice to meet
I've
you.
heard a lot about you too.
This is the final 3. Yeah, we are the final 3 for the selfie.
Yeah.
Yep.
One, two, three.
Yep.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you playing in the tournament? Yeah, it's a long way. It's a long way, but it's still a good time. You pick up any games?
Am I buying a game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Price is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not allowed.
These are
Okay.
I sold 3 games yesterday before I.
Yeah, you had the Millionaire.
I brought a Millionaire, that Police Force, and the World Chief. Sold them all yesterday before I even got here. Oh no, I'm gonna get back to the stream. I'm not cutting you off.
Yeah,
Sorry,
thank
Internet
you.
folks.
Good to see you guys.
Hey man, I like talking to people.
I'm not sweating it.
I'm sweating, but that's because it's hot.
You're sweating it.
Should I?
No,
am I
I'm
shiny?
joking. I'm joking.
Am I shiny, Internet? Am I shiny?
Should
Anyway,
should do some makeup or something.
we should get like a makeup person. I can put some foundation on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
So
we were talking about it, stacking.
or the mini wizard modes and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
Monster Bash Multi-Ball is when you complete all the heads. Oh, what I was talking about was that I consider this like an escalating game, where like, so when you start playing this game, when you start playing a game like Monster Bash, you're going to get scores in like, the tens of millions, that kind of thing. And you're going to be like, man, I feel really good. I've got this really good score. And then that day is going to come when you get Monster Bash Multi-Ball, and then all of a sudden your best score is garbage because your new score is double what your old score was. And you're like, man, like this is how you get big points. Well, that is compounded further when you get to the Monsters of Rock. That is what I would consider the wizard mode of the game. So, starting all of the modes and lighting all of the heads leads you to Monster Bash. But if you complete all of the modes, that means all of the heads would be lit up and all of the instruments would be lit up. That's where you start Monsters of Rock, which is similar. It is a multi-ball mode where essentially every shot on the playfield is a jackpot. And once you get into that mode, you're gonna crap your pants. Like you're gonna like your score is gonna go through the roof. It's ridiculous. Like, and I try to explain this. We got some guys at work that we get to play pinball sometimes, and we got a couple. We have virtual pins at work, but we still have them. And Monster Bash is a popular one. And there's this one gentleman I work with. He always comes up and he's like, man, I set a new high score on Monster Bash. I set a new high score on Monster Bash. And like every time he does it, he's like either like learning how to get farther in the modes, or then suddenly getting Monster Bash multi-ball, then getting Monsters of Rock. And he's like, I thought my score was good before. Now it's amazing, you know. But Monster Bash is one of those games. Like if you're playing in a tournament with somebody and you see them, you know,
It's
pick up.
exponential.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exponential. That's the word. Thank you. If you're playing in a tournament with somebody and you see them get Monsters of Rock, you better get Monsters of Rock, otherwise they're winning. But still, fantastic game.
So when you play this, because I was like thinking about the person that was going for Frankenstein first, like, what is your strategy? Is this like is this one where it's easy to start Frankenstein multi-ball multiple times, or when you do it the first time after that it increases in difficulty?
It does increase in difficulty after you get it the first time. However, I tend to not go for Frankenstein first.
Right.
I tend to go, and this is just me personally, I go from left to right. So I start with Creature because I know as long as I get a couple practice games in,
Yeah.
I usually start with Creature
find
because
the
I
shot.
know I can complete it. Like
Yeah.
I know it's like, okay, well if this creature works like other creatures, I know the ball's going to feed out, bounce off the left flipper, go to the right, and then I can make the shot again.
And it's a relatively safe shot to
Correct. The creature shot is very similar if you've played Star Trek. It's very similar to, is that the away team on the left? I can't remember. Or the start mission shot on the left is Star Trek. Or if you've ever played Bad Cats, it's just the reverse of that. It's very similar to the doghouse shot on Bad Cats.
Or
Where
the gas shot on Metallica.
yeah, the fuel,
Right.
yeah, you got it. Like, it's very similar to those shots where you kind of let it roll ever so slightly over the edge of the flipper and then you hit it. And it's also a really good feeling shot because it kind of rolls up and off the flipper. It's fantastic. But yeah, so what I generally do is I generally work my way from left to right. Left to right meaning the actual monsters on the playfield. So like I start with Creech and then I move on to oh my gosh, Bride of Frankenstein. I've always had a really hard time making the Bride of Frankenstein shots, which I shouldn't because they're very. I mean, they almost line them up for you on the playfield. Like the art lines them up, and I still have. But I always have had a hard time historically with those kind of prepared ramps. You know, Metallica, I have a hard time with the ramps sometimes. But that's just me. Everybody's good at certain shots. Some people are good at all shots. I'm not.
Yeah. So, we got. They just hit the Bride of Frankenstein shot. I can just see.
Yeah,
the top
unfortunately,
half
we
of
have that
the
glare.
TMD. So. What do
Oh
we
yeah, we should
got
probably
going?
adjust that camera when Chris gets back.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think at some point the game got shoved
Probably.
forward or
What's up,
back.
dude?
It's hard to say.
people? Not
Oh,
much.
hey.
You want to come in? You want to be on the
Yeah.
cam? Pete's joint. Look, I'll
Pete,
just
it's
turn
awesome.
it. Wait, did I turn it?
Yeah, you did.
There's
Okay.
Pete. Pete, you're on the camera. Wave.
A little bit more.
No, I'm looking right there.
Oh, right. I'm an asshole.
Watch your
I'm sorry,
language.
sure.
We turned off mature settings.
Oh goodness.
I just stopped over for some beef jerky and iced tea, that's all.
All right.
Oh man, nice.
Did you buy that across the farmer's market? Yeah, also.
It's like lunch of champions.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, if you come to Allentown, the farmer's market across the street, everybody goes nuts for their like beef jerky. They're kind of like Slim Jims almost, but they're like homemade. Everybody goes nuts, and I know why, because they're real good. Because
Yeah.
they're real good. But also, that's the nice thing about the show is that there's like tons of places to eat right across the street. It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what do we got going on? We need to adjust
they
that
were,
screen.
They were hitting Frankenstein a whole bunch. I think they got Dracula pretty well set up, but they just lost the ball. Let's see what they can do here.
A tragic comedy.
I know.
Oh, I keep watching on the delayed screen. I do
But,
watch
like,
on the live screen.
Frankenstein's got 3 of his limbs slit, so they're getting pretty close there.
No. He's got all of them. You're good, man. No, he was good. He was open.
Oh, okay.
Didn't he just lock it for Frankenstein? Yep. Just started
Yep,
Frankenstein.
yep,
So,
there you go.
also fun thing about that's another fun bash toy. This game's real good with bash toys. So
And, like,
Frankenstein.
and the presentation of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So like Frankenstein's laying on the table, and then once you hit him enough to start multi-ball, once you hit that shot and start multi-ball, he raises up and stands up, and then you got to smash him more to pick up the jackpot. So what this guy really should be doing, or lady, I don't even know who's playing, to be honest with you. What they should be doing if they're trying to complete the mode is hitting Frankenstein.
Right.
Essentially, to start Frankenstein, you have to light up all of his limbs. So that's, I believe it's head, arms, legs, and torso. So that's 6 shots, I believe. And then once you're in the mode, you're going to do the same thing. You essentially want to repeat the same thing. So we just started Dracula. The glare's kind of covering it up. There's also, I believe, kind of like a cheater shot you can make if you shoot the Frankenstein ramp before he's up. But he's standing up again.
Yeah, and they just lost the ball. So
I keep watching the wrong screen.
Yeah.
I apologize, Internet, but I keep
Dracula,
watching the wrong screen.
Depending on where you go for Dracula, it can be pretty dangerous.
Yeah. So I actually like that about Drag. I like that it's a moving target. I'm trying to think of other games. I mean, Dracula.
Rolling Stones.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
Mick Jagger.
And Dialed In.
And
but
Dialed In, yeah.
There's different ways, and I like how this only uses half of the playfield.
Correct, yeah. Like, I do like that. I like the QED guy on Dialed In. Sometimes he drives me nuts because he blocks the center shot, which is really important throughout the game.
Yeah.
But I really like the way it looks. Mick Jagger on Rolling Stones, yeah, not so much. That's just me. Not so much. I think he's a little weird looking as just that kind of plastic flat thing.
Yeah.
But still, if you get if you get a ball rolling on Rolling Stones and hitting one of the lips ramps,
That's fun.
it feels good. It feels good. But it doesn't feel good when you go to make that lips ramp shot and Mick Jagger just kind of squeaks in front of your ball. Oh, look at that ball control.
One more for Creature. All 4 lights are lit.
Yeah, so Creature is lit to start. So if you can get that ball under control. There we go. So now he started. Wait, did he start it?
Or he had it going, because, man, I don't know the animation too well, but it had 2 women next to him.
Yeah, that's it going.
So he had it going already.
All right, good.
So
It's still going?
looks like it's still going.
That
And
should
10
be-
seconds left on it. So let's see.
Just watching.
It's over.
Okay.
Oh, and now it's for an hour.
Oh, did he just drain?
Yeah.
I keep looking at the wrong camera.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh, look, that's what's his name?
Charlie.
Charlie on the camera,
Yeah.
kind of in the center. One of the sweetest, nicest guys in pinball you will meet.
So this
Also,
is,
real good.
this
Like,
is
real
Charlie
good. He
here.
smoked me on Metallica. Just circle him with a heart.
Yeah. He is super nice. Even like if you're having like I had a rotten day at the tournament last weekend. He's like you know sometimes that happens and like you just gotta roll with it and like really encouraging.
Yep, super
which is
cool.
really nice.
What did he say? They're closing registration at 2 p.m. Is that what he said?
He said something starts in half an hour.
Oh, maybe it's for Corey.
Corey.
What did you just say?
Match play event starts at 2.
Oh, match play event starts at 2. There you go.
Over at 2 o'clock.
I was nervous. Yeah, match play is starting at 2. If you want to get into match play, you got 24 minutes to get down here. Oh, it's going fantastic. It's going fantastic.
Yeah, Charlie is awesome. He's really great.
We're talking about Charlie. He was on the
Charlie! Fun things I learned about Charlie. His first game he ever purchased was a Totan.
Yeah.
So Tales of the Arabian Night. And yeah.
Yeah.
He says he
could,
still
Could
has
you
it.
imagine buying that as your first game? Really?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if that was your first game? Yeah. Did he tell you when he bought it? How long ago he got it?
No.
I wonder how much he paid for it. I am such a terrible person. I'm like, I wonder how much he paid for that game.
Oh man.
That's the first question I always think of. Does that make me a bad person? It doesn't make me a bad person.
No, it's just pinball prices.
See,
have
even
gone up
Casey
so
says
much.
good guy Charlie.
Yeah,
That's right.
But like pinball prices have gone up so exponentially since even.
Oh yeah,
like,
I've seen toe tans for like 10 grand. You know,
Yeah.
like
Where's you guys have gaffer's tape still?
that's Gorilla Tape. I don't know where Gaffer's Tape is though. I think we have it. I just don't know where it is.
Tape.
Tape is tape.
Tape.
We've got tape.
All
Ooh, I'm
right.
gonna cough.
And
Sorry.
let's see where we're at. Do we want to shift games, or you want to stay on
Do
this
you
one?
know how to shift games? Did he show you? No, not up there. It would be like something down. Oh, Chris is gonna be mad. Don't do any of
I'm
that.
not touching anything.
You keep touching things.
I'm not doing anything, I should say. No,
yeah, I don't know how to do it.
So, Alright.
Scroll on this bar down here in the bottom. Just scroll.
Here?
Like there's a scroll thing on the right. Of that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay, yeah, don't touch any of
It's not that.
We're not going to touch
It's
any
the
of
sources at the.
We're not going to touch any of
Alright. Yeah.
Maybe we should send him a text.
So.
Because we've been on Monster Bash for a little while, right?
Yeah.
And we've got a bunch of other games. I don't know what games we currently have on camera. I know we have Monster Bash.
Yeah.
I believe we have Fireball 2.
Dragon's on camera, but the glare's a little rough.
But Dragon's such a good
You know,
game.
next year
Who's
we're gonna bring
Dragon?
some tents.
Jay just bought it.
Oh man.
Shocking, right?
That's a good game.
Yeah. Oh, dream tables. Matt had a great idea for a pizza crust table that one of the Houdini coders totally destroyed.
Yeah, okay, look, guys, hear me out here. People are like, what is your dream table? And I'm like, hey, buddy, we're talking about dream tables. All right, so I've got a couple ideas here. Let me throw them at you and see what sticks. My first idea for a dream table was just pizza crusts. Not pizza, just the theme of the game is pizza crusts. That got shot down. So then my second dream table was mozzarella sticks. Also got shot down. We talked to one of the developers of Houdini.
Josh Kugler.
Thank you, Josh Kugler. And I was like, hey man, when are we going to mozzarella sticks pinball machine? And he's like, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. So now I've moved on to something I feel is a little bit more reasonable, which would be crab cakes, the pinball machine. Because we could do the pro crab cakes would be the normal crab cakes pinball machine. Then we would have the premium, which would come with tartar sauce. And then we would have the limited edition, which would, of course, come with the cocktail sauce art package. Jeff, the other night, what?
Flock of Corgis is saying appetizers, the pinball side.
Dude,
Or the
I would
pinball
play,
table.
like, could you
Appetizers,
imagine?
You got like mozzarella multi-ball.
Yeah,
you know
dude.
what I mean? Like,
I'm just saying, like,
I kind of like pizza pinball machine.
no,
No,
we're talking about.
appetizers.
Someone asked. Oh, this is Brandon.
Come on
Brandon
in.
on the camera. Let's
Hey.
see. This is Brandon, local player. Also, some guy came by and asked about your DMD. I told him it worked. Everything's fine.
Yes.
He asked what color it was. I'm like, I think it's like orange, red, or whatever.
Red. There's also a red shield.
I don't think it's that
makes it
guy.
red.
It's not that guy. No, it's not that guy. There's another guy around. But there was a guy asking. I tried to sell it. He said he's going to come back. We'll see. Sorry, internet. We're sitting here talking about selling crap. It's a pinball show. That's what happens. Well, anyway, we were talking about dream themes, and I said one of my dream themes was mozzarella sticks. I think that would be so funny.
That'd be so great.
Crab cakes.
But then, or crab cakes. But then someone was like, dude, they should make an appetizers themed pinball machine. But if you could have your own dream theme, you could decide the theme of the game. What would it be?
Halloween, Michael Myers.
That's not bad.
Oh,
That's
my
not
favorite
bad.
movie.
oh man.
Oh, dude, you know
lock
how
the
like
balls in the mask of his mask.
they
and he
did that in
fucking-
CSI. In CSI, there's a skull where the eyes go.
Yeah,
But like, yeah. Well, you've played The Hobbit. We've all played The Hobbit,
Yep,
right?
I've played The Hobbit.
Like, you know how the axes on The Hobbit on the slings? There's axes that stick through the slings and they chop down when you hit the slings. You could have arms with like knives in them. That are like, oh, dude,
dude, that'd be awesome.
that'd be killer. What would your dream theme be?
I love this. I love this.
Dude,
by
people
the way.
keep getting pictures taken in our booth. It's
I
nuts.
love it.
Cool. That's awesome.
But what would your dream theme be?
I think I've said this before, and it's going to be a music theme, and it would absolutely be Queen.
That's true.
That's a good band.
I think a Queen
That
themed
might- that's
pinball would be unbelievable.
Yeah, I think that's possible, but I think what do you think, Internet? We've got 3 ideas here. We have Queen, the music theme pin. We have Halloween, Michael Myers horror movie theme pin. And then, let's be real here, we have appetizers, the mozzarella sticks / French fries theme pin. What would you say? Oh, wait, are people talking and I'm missing it?
No,
Okay.
no, not yet.
Well, we'll see. Somebody will hear it. Somebody will say something. I know they're going to go with appetizers.
Halloween.
I do like the Halloween though, because there's a lot you could do with that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Also,
Like the house, you know what I mean? Like
there's also another idea, also called Halloween, but not based off Michael Myers, based off all of Halloween kind of theme things. Where
That's
it's
cool.
You have to collect different classic monsters like Headless Horseman, Frankenstein.
That's pretty
sort
cool.
of like Monster Bash, but with like any kind of like.
which speaking
Wait,
of which,
are you sure? You sure you wouldn't just collect candy? Just collect candy the whole
Yeah,
time?
you could do that.
I'm just
That'd
kidding.
be funny as shit,
A
actually.
mode where like every
Language.
switch you hit is a mode where you get a piece of candy.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, like a frenzy mode, like like you can do a frenzy mode.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly like
that'd be
that.
super cool.
Those are my
You
two
can
things.
fill your bag up. Oh my god, that'd be super
So it
cool.
looks like somebody bumped the camera for.
Yeah,
our
that's why we were
Monster
trying to
Bash.
wave you down.
Oh, all right. Well, let's switch tables so we can fix that one.
Also, we tried to figure out how to switch tables, and Beck started moving things, and I told her not to.
I appreciate that. All
Yep.
right. So what do you want to look at?
I don't
should we
care.
do-
So, have you played any yet?
I've not played any
I'll
yet.
take a snack. I don't care. You can just pick something for me.
I've
You haven't
played
played
it.
any?
I'm waiting till the volunteer hour.
And then you get that's going to be reserved just for volunteers, right?
Yes.
Okay, very cool, very cool.
All right, so give me 1 second. We're
I thought you were gonna fall.
We're gonna switch over to the. What do you want to do? Iron Maiden, Dragon?
No, we already did Iron Maiden.
Dragon's not being played.
Dragon what?
It's not.
Dragon's not
Is
being
anybody
played.
playing?
Oh,
What do we got?
no.
Fireball 2? Beetlejuice. Flock of corgis. I'd play Beetlejuice has a lot of potential. Beetlejuice has a lot of potential because of how how what's that guy's name? Who's the guy that made Beetlejuice? Same guy who made Nightmare Before Christmas. I forget. Whatever. Anyway, and Edward Scissorhands. Oh my gosh, I forget his name. Well, anyway, Beetlejuice. I would absolutely do Beetlejuice. Did you ever play? What's that game? Is it Time Machine? We were just looking at it yesterday. That has that like lower playfield that raises up. Is that
yeah.
Time Machine?
Tim Burton.
Oh, well, Tim Burton is the guy. Yeah, Tim Burton. Thank you, Flock of Corgis. Well, it's not Time Machine. It's Time something.
Time Warp?
Is
I
it
don't
Time
know.
Warp? I think it's Time Warp. It has this like lower playfield that raises up to become, part of the regular playfield. You could absolutely have that like carousel. You ever see Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
You know the part where he turns into like that big carousel? Oh man.
Yeah.
You could absolutely put that in there.
That would be awesome, actually.
Yeah, dude.
That would be very awesome. Although, you know what I did see that I truly love? It's the first machine that was built with 3 different playfields. A lower playfield, the regular playfield, and the upper. It's Gottlieb's
Haunted House?
Haunted House.
Dude,
There's
yeah,
one
Haunted
of them
House.
here that is in amazing condition, and that game, I really like it.
Haunted House,
I really
Haunted
like
House
it.
like stacks up there with Black Hole, Gottlieb Black Hole, that has a lower playfield. Haunted House is great. I love the art on Haunted House. I think me and Jeff talked about it, Wednesday. Like, Haunted House always makes me think of those corny, like, Halloween records and, like,
Yeah.
cassette tapes that would just be, like, Halloween sound effects
yep, and
that,
it's
like,
just, like,
people would put in their
chains and
houses.
slamming
Yeah,
doors.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, I'm always like, yeah, you need to build one, like, put a tape deck into a Haunted House, and whenever you coin up, it just starts playing that.
That'd be
Or, like, an MP3
That'd be
player.
awesome.
Tape deck. Listen to me. Oh, I'm
Right.
old.
So what we can do, though, is let's look at Fireball 2 and go into our preview editor here. Let's see where we stand with Fireball 2.
Oh, Nathaniel.
So currently the high
Always
score
winning.
on Fireball 2 is 937,000 points.
That's no score to slouch at.
Certainly not. So especially with something with only 6 digits. Actually, no, it looks like there are 7 digits. So you could definitely get a ton of points there, up over 1 million.
So-
I don't mean to just like stop mid-sentence, but Flock of Corgis, that would be friggin' amazing.
Oh yeah,
Like
you
Ren
do
and
like Ren and Stimpy,
Stimpy.
Rugrats, Doug.
Doug.
I would put Doug. Patty Mayonnaise. You kidding me? Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, there's Brandon. That would absolutely be awesome.
I would-
And
yeah,
you know
I would
what?
absolutely
That
do
would probably sell like you wouldn't believe
Oh, yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah,
Just
especially-
because of that like resurgence of that 90s nostalgia that's coming
Yeah.
back. Like
If you ever came into our workplace in the actual office where we work, all of our coworkers, it's ridiculous.
yeah,
It's
that's-
absolutely
I
ridiculous.
love that idea. I love that idea. 90s Nickelodeon. You could put like what was it? The Face could be the guy that does like the
Oh
call
yeah,
out. You remember
Face.
that?
Yeah, I remember Face.
Do like stickily multi-ball and like that would be fantastic. That'd be fantastic.
Reptar. Oh, dude, we should just get a Jurassic Park and retheme it to Reptar.
Or that Godzilla back there.
Or Godzilla has it, because I bet you could find a Reptar toy with a head as big as that
Absolutely.
Godzilla. Oh,
and
man.
if not, we could 3D print it for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
All right, so
Yeah. Thank you.
thank you.
Look at that. Nice. Do you have a Mario at home you need it for? Oh, do you? Very cool.
Matt's currently talking with the world
Oh,
famous
very
Dave
cool.
Gubernaut.
Sorry, I'm streaming too, so I'm not ignoring you on purpose. Sorry, I get to talking. Anyway, we're looking at Fireball 2. Now you got
Yeah,
me
I
doing
know,
it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a
Fireball
jerk.
2.
But
So currently, this guy's got 160,000 points.
that was a nice little bouncer.
Yeah, so it looks like it's
Wow.
So another thing I have to apologize for is that we weren't able to. Oh, we got Steve Bowden up on Monster Bash, by the way. but we weren't able to adjust any of the way that these cameras are set up, unfortunately.
Do you want to switch to Monster Bash?
You guys want to see
You want to
Steve
watch
Bowden?
some A Division player pinball? It looks like he's firing it up.